How am I missing that many tips still? I didn't think there were that many tips I could still get left, but apparently there are. Hey there guys, my name is Nix and welcome to what might be the finale to this series. I don't entirely know yet because I don't know how much of an ending there is to this. Although if I'm assuming if it's like the first game, it's going to be at least another 2, maybe 3 episodes. But yeah, so my plan for here, as obviously from looking at this, is I'm going for the true ending. Now that I have completed Promised Rinascimento and sent the D-Rhine, I can now do that, which is all well and good. So, I'm basically gonna do this like I did when I played and got the Curacao ending for the original Steins Gate. If memory serves me, there should be an option somewhere in config. Yeah, okay, so this is what I was thinking. There's a option in here which basically says only skip text that I've seen. So this is basically going to be me fast forwarding through like the whole thing to get to where I need to be to do the true ending stuff. And I will be reading all of the new scenes that have appeared for me from obviously triggering the D-Rhine. So I don't know how many that'll be, but because I know when I did the original Steins Gate, there was like a whole episode's worth of like me reading scenes that I hadn't seen before because I put myself on the path to the true ending. But we shall see. Anyway, let's not waste your time. Probably should have looked at which button the skip button was before I started. I gotta remember as well. Yeah, here we go. Wallpaper settings. I forgot this was a thing I could do until just now. Wallpaper has changed, thank God. Is it bad that this one made me just be like, oh, the nostalgia? I'm gonna be honest, this one slaps. I want this as my actual ringtone, but I have a fucking Apple phone, so that ain't happening. Oh shit, they changed where my apps go as well. Was not expecting that. Anyway. Back to fast forwarding. Okay, I didn't realize that when I changed my ringtone to this, it was for Curacao. This suddenly doesn't feel appropriate anymore. Okay, so from memory, this is where I need to, like, not turn my phone off. In hindsight, I really should have my guide open, but you know what? I'm doing this from memory, because that's the best way to be. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I don't turn the phone off. And the fact that it's not letting me skip it is a good omen. That's an interesting one. I don't think I noticed that one. I decided because I think I was confused as I didn't think I received it. And then I went and checked my guide again. And it was, I meant to receive this in this, well, it doesn't specify this scene, but before I skip on to the next chapter. And I got there and I didn't have the D-Rhine and I got very confused. I'm starting to think this is it. Please, if this is me, fix my fucking life. I actually sent that to myself. Oh god, what am I on? Do I just look at that and then everything's fine, or I don't actually know. This guide is obviously for spoiler-free purposes very vague. I'm assuming that since I've looked at this and I've got the pop-up in my head of me back then, I'm going to assume I'm fine. Everything else I can fast forward over, so I'm just going to assume that unless there's anything new, I'm going to be at the end of Vega and Altair. Afraid I don't let this bastard have his way. Okay, now in theory, I've done everything right. And after fast forwarding through all of that, I think I get something during the credits like I did at the end of Steins Gate. I think. I'm hoping. If not, I'm going to be very confused. Also, side note, I forgot a lot of shit happened during that side of the timeline. There's a lot of stuff I watched in fast forward and I'm like, oh yeah, this was a plot point. Like Maho in the bath. Well, here we go. Milky Way crossing. Now that the causal link has been established, allow me to explain the final stage of the plan. The purpose of this plan is to change divergence and reach the unknown world line called Steins Gate. By the way, I'm the one who named it Steins Gate. You of all people know why I named it that, right? Because it sounds cool. Isn't that right? (2025 AD). The Future Gadget Laboratory, aka the Lab. It was also the headquarters of the resistance organization Valkyrie. One located in a room in a multi-purpose building in Akihabara. Let me read that sentence again, because it says once. Once located in a room in a multi-purpose building in Akihabara, it had been moved to a new base after the Third World War. The place was far too filthy to really be called a lab. But it was, without a doubt, home to the best minds in the world as they searched for a way to reach Steins Gate. In the center of the room, Okabe Rintaro was delivering a monologue, posing like a stage actor as his white lab coat flapped. We've reached the moment that you're in right now because we wanted to save Kurisu. I love Faris in the back with the camcorder. Just a great touch. All the preparations for my plan are complete. The rest is up to you. The final phase of Operation Scold will now commence. Your mission: to change the outcome without changing established events. Kurisu, aka Maho Hyojo, was staring at him, annoyed from a distance away. Kurisu was Maho's codename in Valkyrie. Maho turned toward Itaru Hashida, who was sitting right next to her. Hey, is this really the right way to go about this? Yeah, probably. Itaru was grinning. He was history's greatest super hacker, and he loved Hyo and Kyoma too much. Isn't Okabe Rintaro going to be embarrassed when he sees this? When he sees that with everyone in 2010? Don't worry, back then he was even more amazing. Oh, I see. Maho sighed and shook her head. But even as she sighed, inside, she was also sad that she felt her heart was about to burst. She probably wasn't the only one feeling that way. Itaru, Luka Urashibara, and even Rumiho Akira, who was doing the filming, all seemed a little sad when they thought about what was to come. Deceive yourself. Deceive the world. That is the choice you must make to reach Steins Gate. And then Okabe walked toward the camera that Rumiho was holding. Can we please call her Faris? I prefer that name. He insisted on standing away from the camera with his back turned to give it more of atmosphere. So why was he walking towards it now? Maho sighed again. Okabe took the camera from Faris and brought the lens up to his face. And then he said the final line. Good luck, mad scientist. El Sai Kongaru. And then he stopped the recording. And the video message was to the past was complete. It had taken 15 years to get to this point. It was such a long time. And at the same time, it had felt so short.
Okay, that should do it, yeah.
Alright, now we just gotta to send the D-mail back to the past. Lukako, don't screw up the sender or timing, okay? Right. We're sending the one to your phone in 2010. And Itaru's video message goes to Suzu in 2011. Yeah, you got it. Okabe came over to Maho and the others in his white lab coat flapping as he walked. Good work. The way to Steins gate is now open. This is all I can do. The rest is up to me in 2010. Yeah. What is it? You look so glum. It's because everyone's so worried. Our first trial of the time machine is going to be a manned experiment. Maho looked up at the huge time machine, unit number FGC-193 behind them. It was almost the same shape as the C-204 model that had appeared in Akihabara in 2010, but it was still a prototype with many unstable parts. Don't worry. I trust my talented right hands. It'll be a success. You're going to die in 2025. In this world line, that's unavoidable. But that doesn't mean I don't want to see you commit suicide. They'd had this debate 1,000 times before. Maho herself had thought that she'd come to terms with it, but at the last minute, she found herself bringing it up again. You're right. Suzuha told me once that I was going to die in 2025. She said I died saving Mayuri from a thug with a knife. Mayuri's not here right now, but the world lines always converge. I was sure I was going to die in 2025, but... Okabe flipped his white lab coat up a little too dramatically and put his hands to his chest. I don't necessarily have to die, do I? Vanishing from the year 2025 is the same as dying, isn't it? What do you mean? This theory was new to Maho. In other words, I don't have to die to leave the year 2025. I can travel to another part of time and space in our first time machine. Well, that's some seriously positive thinking. But as a theory, it works, right? The world can be deceived. The message from another world line gave me courage. What I'm about to do is a trial run for Operation Scold. Yeah, you're right. But to Maho and the others, it was all the same. After 2025, Okabe Rintaro would be gone. He would never come back. He wasn't saying it, but he knew it too. He stared at each of his friends for a moment in turn, as if to help him memorize their faces. Most of the founding members of Valkyrie and the other former members of the Future Gadget Lab were here to see him go. Itaru Hashida, Rumiko Akiha, aka Faris Nyan, Luka Urashibara, Maho Hyojo, and standing quietly in the back, Yuki Hashida. A 7-year-old Suzuha Hashida was hiding behind her legs. Everyone, thanks for coming this far for someone like me. But the battle against the laws of God continues. The next fight is in 2036. Until then, keep it up. Good luck, Valkyrie! As you listen to Okabe's final goodbye. Maho tried her best to stop herself from crying. She couldn't cry here. She decided long ago that she'd keep hope in her heart as she watched him go. Alright, time to go catch my escaped hostage. Take care of Suzuha too. Leave it to me. With the Kerbak hold tracker loaded onto this thing, I'm sure it'll be just fine. That was a special device that only the C-193 was equipped with. It was capable of tracing the space-time distortion continuity? I don't actually know. Sci-fi words are hard sometimes. It was capable of tracing the space-time distortion continuity created by a Kerr black hole anywhere from 70 million years into the past to the future. You could call it a time machine tracker. It had been specially designed to allow them to find another time machine. And of course, they only had one reason for making it. To find Shina Mayuri and Amane Suzuha, who'd gone beyond the space-time horizon on Tanabata in 2011. They guessed that when the battery on the C-204 failed, it had lost the ability to properly time travel. So after finding them with the C-193, Okabe would give them a spare battery and send them back to this time. If possible, he'd go too. If they could do that, this mission would be 100% complete. But doing that with this prototype time machine would be extremely difficult. Okabe had to have known that. Perhaps he was thinking of sacrificing himself to send Mayuri and Suzuha back to this time. Alright, I'm off. See ya. Wait! Wait! The last member of the Future Gadget Lab, Shina Kagari, came running onto the floor. Kagari? I wonder why you weren't here. But where have you been? Sorry. I went to get this. Kagari, take this. For good luck. Kagari handed him a faded green Upa keychain. You sure? This is important to you, isn't it? Yes. That's why I'm giving it to you. Make sure you give it back. And bring Mommy back too. Got it. I'll bring it back. I promise. Okabe took the keychain and gave everyone one final and firm handshake. Finally, he came to Maho. Stay safe. You too, Kurisu. No. Maho? Hey. Yeah? Do you think Steins Gate really exists? Do you really think there's a world between where both Mayuri and Kurisu survive? It was the first time she'd asked that in 14 years since the battle began on that year's Tanabata even. It does. I know it. Okabe Rintaro, Hyoin Kyoma, answered her with a smile. But his smile seemed so sad that Maho couldn't help but cry. Don't cry. I'm not crying. Maho gave him a hug and swore to herself that she'd never forget his warmth and conviction. Goodbye. Okabe nodded a little. Okay, everyone step back. We will now begin the operation. The name of this operation will be Operation Altair! He shouted as if trying to raise his own spirits, not just everyone else's. And then he entered the cockpit of the FGC-193 time machine. Maho and the others quickly began the countdown sequence to start the time machine. Since this was a trial run, they needed to record all the data they could get. A low roar enveloped the whole machine. The vibration and noise was so loud that the building shook a little. But as far as Maho could tell, the data was normal. The thick hatch of the time machine was slowly closing. Then there was a sharp sound of it sealing tight, cutting Okabe off from the rest of them forever. It's going to work, right?
Don't worry! Hyoba will do just fine, yeah?
That's right. He's the man who makes the impossible possible. Yeah, that's our Okarin. Okarin. A rainbow-colored fog started to rise up and around the machine. The sound of the engine grew so loud that it threatened to blow out their eardrums. No one could hear a thing. Okarin! Itaru screamed, unable to hold back any longer. It doesn't matter if you're supposed to die. Come back here anyway! Everyone will be waiting. I'll be waiting too, so make sure you come back! As they screamed, the machine started to fade away. And then... just as he'd promised on that distant day, he followed the two Orihimes. The blinding flash of light, the time machine took off from the year 2025, heading for a time far away, and disappeared. The universe is a beginning, but no end. Infinity. Stars too have their own beginnings, but their own power results in their destruction. Finite. It is those who possess wisdom who are the greatest fools. History has shown us this. The fish in the sea know not of the land. If they had wisdom, they too would be destroyed. And it is more absurd for man to travel faster than light than it is for fish to walk on land. This is the story of those who fought against God's final ultimatum. This is the epigraph of their obsession. I'm gonna be real honest, I don't know what I expected at the end. For some reason I thought it may have been a bit longer. Mainly because, you know, the original one was, and it had practically a whole extra chapter bolted onto the end, whereas this was basically a scene of Okabe just going to look for the other two. Which, now that I think about it, there is another Steins... well, it's not a Steins Gate that's in the works, but there is another Steins game in the works. Sorry, I just wanted a moment to take this music in. The music, despite the fact that it's everything that gets flagged and this video is like, it's gonna have ads on it. It's amazing. I'm not even gonna lie. And then the fucking guitar kicked in. What the fuck was that? But damn. Anyway, oh god. I think I'm done. I think I'm done. We're fucking done with 0, boys. Holy fuck, it's only taken me like nearly a year. That's a scary thought considering there's like, what, 39 episodes? I was kind of hoping I could finish it off at a nice round 40, but, you know, beggars can't be choosers. I'm gonna have to fucking find this on Spotify. Because I know some of the Steins Gate 0 stuff is on Spotify. Holy crap. I should probably give some thoughts on this game, shouldn't I? I'm gonna be real. I think I like this more than the original Steins Gate. I know that's not a popular opinion. A lot of people say that the original is more tightly written. But I don't know. I think it's been a long ass time, but Steins Gate is still one of my favorite pieces of media of all time, and I fucking love this one as well. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of what makes me love this game is Maho. Maho, in my opinion, is one of the best written characters this game has. This series might have. And that says a lot considering... Now go to the world that is still unseen. Except I've already seen it. I finished Steins Gate. I know what I'm doing. Milky-Way crossing completed. And I got a bunch of wallpaper and shit as well because may have fucked it up and not realized that when I was going through that was a cutscene and not something else. Definitely not doing this in, you know, post. Anyway, I don't know why I went to tips. Only just to look at Operation Scold, apparently. So yeah, we got all the endings, thank Christ. I was gonna say I got all the sounds. Did I get all the CGs? I'd like to think I did. I actually did! And then I got this! That's actually a great piece of art and is definitely going to be used as a desktop background. Holy shit! What? So good. Anyway, yeah, I was giving my thoughts on this compared to the first Steins Gate. Well, as I said, unpopular opinion, I think I like this one more. There's a whole lot more characters and a whole lot more going on, so I can understand why it's arguably not quite as tightly written as the first one. But I don't know, I just fucking love it. It's as I say, I think most of it is looking at Maho as a character. I mean, if I just I could pan through half of these shots and just I don't even need to show you why I like Maho. Like, this is a good enough explanation as it stands, but yeah, everything about this game is just, it's just good. Whether, liking this more than Steins Gate is acceptable, ask me if I give a shit. Both are good. Both are, like, two of my favorite VNs I've read. Granted, I haven't read that many VNs, so it's, arguably a bit of a bold statement. I haven't looked at the clear list. Milky-Way crossing, and I'm the one on the cathode. Is that what they are? Those are cathodes, right? I don't frickin' know at this point. Well, man, it feels so unreal that I'm done with this. I'm not gonna, like, it feels so strange to be done with this. Because this has been a mainstay on the channel for so long. I should probably talk about what comes next, shouldn't I? So, as I've stated previously, I'm gonna take a short break from the Science Adventure games. And I'm going to read through Higurashi, at least the first chapter. If it goes over well, I will continue to read them. And the next Science Adventure game I will be reading is Chaos Child, I do believe. I think that's the one I've got on Steam. Hold on. Because I know... Yeah, Chaos Child is the one I have. Because I know not long ago there was Robotics Notes and... Robotics Notes Dash? I think they're different games. And I know Dara's in at least one of those. And anything with a semicolon in it apparently takes place in the same universe. So, who knows? Maybe even before then, before that comes out, fucking Anonymous Code will be out and I'll be playing that instead. Get that day one read on. Oh, that's a terrible idea. This game gets flagged for its music as it stands, so doing the newest one's probably a bad idea. I don't know how they are with copyright. They let me keep the videos, I'm not gonna lie, it's just they put ads on them. And those ads are not of my choosing. But yeah. Man, it still feels so weird to be done. Other than VNs, who knows, maybe one of these days I'll pick up another freaking JRPG and start it and never finish it. I do have a plan that of one I want to play. But as I've said, if I start one on the channel, it's almost cursed at this point to never actually finish, unless your name is Kingdom Hearts. Of which I know some people will be, I know some people are already like, where's Melody and Memories, Nix? It's fucking complicated with YouTube, okay? It's a rhythm game, which I can't do because most of the commentary will be me going da 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 in time with the music. And, I don't know if the cutscenes are copyright claimed. Because I know some of the stuff 3 was, like the opening and the ending. And I don't know if that's something I'd have to deal with. So I might have to just play through it. And then a few days / weeks / never down the line, I'll do like a discussion video on the whole thing. Who knows? That's for me to decide, and you to possibly give me feedback on as to whether you think that'd be a good idea or not. But anyway, I guess that I don't want it to end. Don't want it to end. Oh, it's been a trip. I've learned some things about myself this game that that at this point I'm willing to throw out the fact that I don't give a shit what gender Luca is. He's still precious. That someone can just fucking come in here and take over a top girl spot, or at least put up a good thing for contender. Looking at you, Maho. I don't care that you're 4'7". All I feel like I want to do is just sigh and just reflect on everything. Who knows? Maybe if I'm good, I can get this out tonight. Oh, that'd be one hell of a trip, wouldn't it? But anyway, thank you all for watching both this part and this Let's Play if you stuck with it the whole way through. I know my voice acting is passable at best and god fucking awful at the worst. Look, it just happens when I'm told like, hey, okay, now do like 9 different female voices. I'm like, could you fucking not, please? I was pushing my limit with 5 back in Steins Gate. And it's only going to get worse when Chaos Child comes around on the channel, but yeah. It's all by the by. I'm going to say I was going to go out and do my outro, and then I realized the next line was, if you want to keep up to date with whenever I post this, and then I was like, but this is done. So it's literally like anything else. As I say, it'll be Higurashi, which is the definite continuing one. Or them, as I say, they may or may not be a JRPG in the works. I don't want to say anything about it yet, just in case it doesn't happen. So, because I know what I'm like. And as I say, there'll be probably me doing thoughts as to Melody and Memories and the such. I might do more of like a review style, but I don't fucking know. I'm probably talking about the plot spoilers and all that shit. But that's, again, by the by. If you want to keep up to date with whenever I post anything on the channel, please consider subscribing to the channel. In theory, YouTube sends you alerts as to when I post videos if you do that, but all it really does is make me feel good about myself to see the subscriber number go up. I also forgot to plug my liking and commenting on the video, because I'm sure there'll be a fucking comments in this one being like, yep, it's perfectly okay, and or it's not okay to like this one more than the original. I'm gonna take my opinions, and I know that they are questionable at best. After all, this is a man that still puts Lukako in his top girl slot. I know what I said. But yeah. Oh god, it's Higurashi next. Oh, I'm gonna cry for a whole different reason, aren't I? I've just realized what I'm getting myself into. It's all by the by at this point. Thank you all for watching. I've been Nyx, and I will see you on the next one. El Sai Conqueror, as the madman would say.